Hello and welcome. Thank you for clicking on the video today. I am out backing the woods in a familiar location, a place that I have been before. I am here today just because I know this area and it's ideal for what I want to try and achieve today. It's a little bit more secluded than some other spots that I've been to. And today the main focus of this video is to create a Swedish fire torch. I have made one in the past, a very bodged one. If I can find a picture of that or a video of that somewhere, I will upload that to Instagram at some point so you can check that out. But that will be the main focus of today. I will go through that step by step. And you know, this channel is all about progression and learning. So there'll be a lot of firsts on this channel for me, a lot of firsts that you see. Everything that I post will be something that, you know, is probably a first time attempt. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tarp set up. I don't think it's meant to rain today. It's very overcast, very cloudy, but you never know. I'm going to go for the plow point configuration. I will get that set up. I will run you guys through it, and then we'll crack on. Went and sourced some material to create some tent pegs. Had to tidy them up a little bit. They are hawthorn, so they were a little bit sharp. But yeah, they should do the trick. It's not perfect, but it will do the job that it's intended to do, and that will be to keep me dry if it does intend to rain. I've cleared the ground a little bit here, just as a work area. So all I did was simply just tied what people refer to as a marlon spike hitch, which is a bowline in one end, feed the line through, drop a toggle in to sort of like fix it to the tree, and then all I've done was attach the slip knot to the working end, passed it through the grommet, and again just put another toggle in to hold that into place nice and tight. As you saw earlier, 4 basic tent pegs. I created a loop in each grommet, pegged it in, pulled it nice and tight, and this was the outcome. It's what's referred to as a plough point. I'm happy with that. On a side note, I should probably tidy all this frayed paracord up. That's simple, it's easy to do. Just take a lighter to it, melt it down. I'll probably do that later, I won't worry too much about that right now. With the slack line, the excess line, all I did was sort of like wrap it up as I would as if I'm packing it up, and just hung it on a loose branch to get it off the ground. So we have the tarp up in the configuration of a plough point. Really happy with that. It's the first time I've actually used it out in the field. I normally go for the lean-to because my ridge line is already set up for that. You know, just get it up quick within a minute or two, and I'm happy. But no, it's nice to change it up, so I'm happy with it. Got all my gear tucked away nicely. So moving on, I have already gone out and found 2 pieces of dry dead standing. I have the diameter of these pieces of wood are no more than 4 inches because I do need to batten them down the middle. The knife, the more companion knife that I use, the blade itself is probably about 4 inches, just over maybe. So you need enough of the tip exposed when you baton to get through and split the piece of wood down the middle. So I'll just quickly show you. This is the first piece I found. This is a piece of beech, 3 inches roughly in diameter, about your palm. And the second is hawthorn, which is slightly bigger in diameter. The reason why I sourced 2 pieces is because, you know, this is the first time I'm actually trying to create this properly, and it, you know, if it goes wrong first time, or if I'm not happy with it first time, I have another piece to, you know, whip out and try. So I think the first piece I'm going to go for is I am going to try with the hawthorn. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to baton it down the middle, quarter it up, and then crack on from there. It's probably a good thing that I did source 2 pieces. The hawthorn is just, yeah, it's just too far gone. It just crumbled, but I won't dispose of those because I can use those. I will split them down and use them as fuel. But I have managed to split down the beech perfectly. So as you saw in the previous clip, the hawthorn didn't baton too well. It's just too far decayed. It just started to break off and crumble, which I kind of had a feeling that it might have been, but you know, I could have got lucky, but never mind, doesn't matter. Got a second piece and that baton perfectly straight down the middle, and this is what I was looking for. Just 2 pieces that have split. I've got 4 in total. Now what I'm going to do is down this edge, I'm going to saw probably about a third, maybe 2/3 in, and then baton it down to create like a platform. I'll show you what I mean once it's done, but so once you have created a sort of ledge in the pieces of wood themselves, if I just grab a piece and show you, so you can see there I've cut a kind of like a shelf, like a ledge, and then baton that bit down. And then once you place them all together, once you've done all 4 pieces, you place it together, you should have something that resembles this. So now we have diamond or square, whatever you want to call it. It's not perfectly cut. Bear in mind this is my second time, so you know I'm happy with this. But what I've done on the inside is I've created that ledge. So the tinder material will sit on that ledge. So all I have to do now is create an air hole. So what I'll do is I'll find about roughly whereabouts the ledge sits, and then cut a small diamond or square, whatever sort of hole you want to allow airflow in, and then we'll get it secured up at the bottom. Most people use wire, but I don't have any wire on me, so I'm probably going to use bank line. I'm going to give that a straight lash. Right, so there is the air hole that has been carved. Just a simple open, just to let airflow in to help keep the fire going once it is lit inside. So the next step here is, once we've got it all placed back together, is to create some sort of binding to hold it in place. Now most people do use some sort of metal wire because it, you know, with cord like bank line or paracord, at some point it will burn and it will collapse. But that's not the end of the world. So I will be using bank line to do a straight lash round here to hold it all in place. And then the bottom part I will bury slightly in the ground, just to give it some stability, and then we'll see if we can get a fire started inside there. So I'm just creating a straight lash at the base of what will be the Swedish lamp. And the straight lash is quite straightforward. I will do a demonstration video on this at some point in the future. But now all I have to do is pull this loose end tight, and what it will do is it will tuck the actual wrap itself inside itself and be nice and tight, and this should hold it in place to get the job done. So all I've done is placed some very dry grass and a little bit of moss in the opening, and I shall use my lighter to light a piece of small piece of wood or tinder material, and let's get it going. Bit of a risky game here. So the Swedish fire torch has completely combusted now. So all in all, the Swedish fire lamp, it worked. Things I would change in the future would be the size of the diameter, and probably, yeah, just to make it a little bit more sturdy, neaten it up a bit, tidy it up, take a bit more time and care with it. But you know, all in all, I was happy with it. I was unable to get my water to boil on it just because, you know, it burnt rather quick, and the integrity of it just looked a bit too unstable. So I used that as the initial fire lay. I used the hot coals and the embers to keep my fire going, which I've got now. So there we have it. We came out today with the goal in mind that we were going to create a Swedish fire torch, or something along those lines, and yeah, it was a success. There are things that we do differently in the future. The things that I've learnt today that I will take, going forward. If I ever attempt this again in the future, then I'll do things slightly differently. It's all about being out here and trying, and well, not even trying. In bushcraft, you either do or you don't. There is no middle ground. You have to come out with that mentality that you've already succeeded, that you're going to succeed. Anything else, then you've just set yourself up for failure. But I really enjoyed today's video. I've really enjoyed creating it. It was something different. It was fun, and I really hope you've enjoyed it. So with that being said, I just want to thank you for clicking on the video, and even more so for making it this far. If you have enjoyed what you've seen today, then please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, and share it with anybody and everybody that you care to. So from me, Kieran at DTF Bushcraft, take care and stay safe.